Alright, what's up, crew? Alright, so I haven't done a vlog video in a very long time, and the reason why is because I haven't really had a reason to, just because things have kind of been going pretty smooth. But this is kind of the channel where I upload all the sad stuff that's been going on in my life, and I usually don't do this too much. I used to do this a lot on my main channel, and it was kind of embarrassing, so I definitely don't do that now. But one thing that I kind of wanted to just say right out of the gate is, for some of you guys that remember the old setup, I didn't really do a lot of webcam at the apartment I was at, but you might notice that it definitely looks way different than it does now. And yeah, I think just the main point is, obviously, the person I was with, me and her, we broke up, and because I couldn't stay at that apartment, I had to move back here, which is kind of where the channel began. So it's really nostalgic, but it's also very hard to record here. However, it's not going to stop me from doing videos every day still. I look like a mess because it's been a rough last 2 days. I had to move all of this stuff out from the apartment back into here, into a truck. I had to go get a truck first, then I had to come and put all this stuff here and then unpack it all. It took me about probably maybe 9 to 10 hours total, and it was very strenuous. It was super hard, but that wasn't actually the hardest thing I had to go through. So I think it's funny, I always start these videos out with so much hatred, thinking that, oh, I'm gonna just shit talk this person, and then I'll feel better about it and I'll throw it on the internet because I'm a narcissist. Totally kidding. No, the thing is, I do this because I have the idea that I want to talk about something bad, but then it turns out that I end up just kind of reminiscing about a lot of the things throughout the relationship. So I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm just going to give a brief detail about it. The main thing about this is just explaining my new situation here. I'm not going to go too deep into the whole relationship. I'm not going to give a whole draw my life relationship thing, but pretty much we had a few arguments, and I didn't think it was too much of a big deal, but obviously my partner did, and that's what ended up having this kind of be done. I ended up waking up and she was packing clothes, and I'm like, what are you doing? And she said she was going to donate it to some place. Turns out she was secretly planning to go back to the state she's from, because when she lived with me, she lives in another state, and she ended up moving out here with me. But obviously she missed home. But the thing that kind of sucks is I'm never going to get a proper answer, because when I tried to ask, and I feel like at one point I even begged for an answer, I didn't get one. And in fact, I had to figure out what was going on from another person and not from her. She just kept lying about what was actually going on, and then I never got to the truth. So that's why I think I was so distraught, and I started to get very angry. I thought, oh, this is driving me nuts. Why can't you just tell me what's going on so we can resolve this? Because if I thought she was going to leave, I mean, I would want to try to talk to her about it, because that's a very serious thing. We dated for 2 years, so it might not seem like a big deal, but to me 2 years is pretty much like my modern life that I have now. From my YouTube being better than it ever was, to having a place that I was proud of, all of that really came from this relationship that I wouldn't have had by myself or with someone else. So it kind of sucks to have all that kind of thrown away. Now it's kind of funny because a lot of you are probably like, Necros, you always do this, this always happens to you. And I mean, I want to blame the people I'm with, but I can't help but feel like there's this weird thing that just makes it to where we do not mend together. And it's weird because for the longest time, you can connect with someone. I think for 1.5 years we were super solid, no arguments or anything. And then we had a few arguments, and that was pretty much it. That's all that had to happen. Unfortunately, because a lot of harsh things were said back and forth, that ended up becoming something that both of us couldn't let go. Now, me being diehard, of course, I end up staying and giving people chances after chances after chances, because that's just who I am. I think that everyone deserves a 50th chance, I guess. But she's definitely not the same way, and I think she wanted any excuse to go back to her hometown, and I can understand that. I just wish she did it a little bit better, because just leaving without saying anything is a little ridiculous. It definitely hurts, because me and her, we built so much over the last 2 years, and it all is just squandered. And that to me is just really unfortunate, especially for her because she had so much going for her and now it's all gone to waste. She threw it all away just to go back with her family. I did say a lot of harsh things when I was mad. I sent a lot of messages and tried calling a lot of times and got no answer when all this was going down. And then when she finally came back, I ended up saying a lot of rude things because at that point I already gave up. I knew there was nothing that was going to convince her to stay or to even just talk to me. I couldn't even get that far, honestly. Like just talking to them. I'm just gonna say this right now, from all the relationships I've been in and what I've seen, guys, communication is key, man. You gotta talk to your significant other. Stop ignoring them. Don't hide things from them. If something needs to be resolved, you need to talk to them. If you're not willing to talk to them, you shouldn't be in that relationship or any, in my opinion. But of course, you do you. That's just what I've observed is communication. Without that, you got nothing. But yeah, it feels weird having me back on camera. I think it's been probably 5 months or something like that. Probably even longer than that. I'm not used to my face being on the camera. I keep thinking I look weird, so I have to keep shifting the lighting, but I don't really care. But yeah, I'm glad to be uploading again. Honestly, that's the thing I've been focusing on the most, is after everything that's been going on, after everything that's been said and done, yes, I lost the person that I was in love with for 2 years, and yes, I lost everything attached to that. And it's been some of the hardest things for me to go through because I keep looking at memories or something, or something will pop up that I thought I deleted but it ended up being there, and then it makes me just think, wow, we had so much and it was just all thrown away. But I think everyone goes through that in a relationship, and it kind of feels a little cliche, to be honest. It's just I wish it felt cliche because it definitely does not. It's a different kind of pain, if I could put it. But I've been trying to keep my head up. You guys know I don't hurt myself or do things that will put me in danger or put me in a worse spot. You know that I do better. So if I was decent before, I'll be even better now. If I was better before, I'll be the best now. And I'll just keep doing that until I either feel happy with myself, which is something you should always focus on. I think that's something that a lot of people don't do in relationships, is they end up relying so much on the other partner that they realize that they feel like there's not a lot going for them when their partner's gone, and that's never a good thing. You should always have something going for you without your partner, just you. And with me, it's YouTube, of course, and then I also play guitar right here, so I got a lot of cool things that I can do. Trying to acclimate to this new location, which is actually an old location, but it's new to me now. Definitely is going to take some time. The videos are going to keep pumping out though, so don't worry about that, guys. Honestly, looking back, it could have been so much worse. I could have been stranded at that apartment for who knows how long. The fact that I was able to get a truck the same day and just get out on the weekend is kind of a miracle in my opinion. And I'm glad I don't have to wake up in that place alone, because I've done that before, my friends, and it is not fun. You feel like you're gonna go insane, so definitely if you ever go through a breakup and you're living with someone, just dip unless you own the apartment or you're renting the apartment. But if you just moved in, then honestly, I say just dip. That's my advice. The thing that I think was really strange about this whole situation though, and this is what I'm gonna close it off with, is it kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. There were arguments preceding this, of course, weeks before, but for about 2 weeks after those arguments, we were fantastic. We were great. There was nothing bad, nothing that could have triggered this again from past situations we had. And I think that's the thing that just kind of hurts the most, is I never really got to figure out what happened. Now, from what I know about psychology, which I've been studying a lot, is closure is kind of a gimmick. It's a myth. Closure doesn't really help you. We just think it will, but if you think of it this way, what if she would have told me that she wanted to leave because she just didn't want to be with me anymore? Would that make me any happier? Not really. And then if she said, well, she wants to go home because she's homesick, well, she still wants to go back, so there's another problem. No matter how the situation would have played out, it never would have been good, because the only thing I wanted is to just talk things through and have things work out where we were, because we had so much going for us and it was such a waste to throw it away. But she did what she needed and wanted to do, and I'll never know why, and I'll probably always wonder why, but that's kind of how life goes. You can really never fully trust someone, even if you've been with them and had no problems with them for years. Just the snap of a finger and they instantly become your enemy. So definitely sucks that that happens. I recommend dating people that don't just instantly turn into like a monster like that. Definitely date people who are more understanding, who are willing to compromise and really just make things work, because that's the person I am. I will go out of my way to make sure that that person is happy and to make things work, even if they're not working, and even if like they're the problem, I'm willing to have them try to work it out. It's just I draw the line on cheating and lying profusely. Those are the only two things that I'm not a fan of, but pretty much and abuse, of course. Everything else is fair game. Anyway, this is going on way too long, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. I might have a few videos up after this, but it's not going to be just me reiterating the same thing I just said. It'll definitely be topics different. Like maybe I just had like this weird brain fart of like an experience I had in the past and how I dealt with it and how I could have done better. Honestly, I like to focus on the psychological aspect of things on this channel. I'm by no means like an expert or even someone who's very well versed in this topic, but I like to research it for fun and to help better myself, and if it helped me, I would like to maybe show it on the internet and maybe it'll help someone else. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, farewell.